Good morning, YouTube family. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Welcome to Escape from Crazytown. This is our Happy Crappy Hour recap of today's topic. And today's topic is that the narcissist wants your trust. And the reason for this, well, it's obvious, so that they can take advantage of you. But there's another tier to this, and that is so they can use you to take advantage of others. So if they can get you to endorse them because you trust them, now they have somebody who's responsible or trustworthy telling others that they are trustworthy. So that's why we have to be ever vigilant to not be part of the narcissist kit of tools. All right. So the reason that the narcissist gains your trust is not just one fold. It's not just to use you and take advantage of you. It will also be used to take advantage of others. How often have you heard the narcissist in your life talk about maybe name dropping and bringing up people who you trust in your community as acquaintances or even friends of theirs, right? You may have even met the narcissist in a place where you would think good people are, say at your doctor's office or at a friend's house at a dinner or a picnic, or maybe even doing activities with them, right? Maybe you've joined a club and they're part of that club, or even a religious organization. Maybe it's even a volunteer nonprofit organization where you met the narcissist. And you just assume that if they're there volunteering their time, they must be a good person. But I'm here to tell you that that's not necessarily the case. And I think that you all already know that as well. So here's the deal. It's not very hard for a narcissist to gain our trust. And I'll give you a little story. A friend of mine has a friend from Uganda, and she was asking him for his opinion or his what he thinks of Americans, right? And he said, "Do you want to know the truth, or do you want to know something else?" And she said, "Well, of course I want to know the truth." And he says, "Actually, Americans are seen as gullible." And that's a hard fact to take, you guys. We're seen as gullible, and not just Americans, by the way, it's Westerners. We're seen as gullible because we want to believe the best in people. Our society had trained us to believe that people are good until they do something bad to you. Now, I know the tide is changing in that right now, where we want to believe that people have to earn our trust, but in reality, we still allow people into our circles of trust, even though they don't deserve it. And let me give you an example. So you have a friend, and they have a friend who they bring along on your outings or gatherings and all that. And so you get to know them, or you get to see them. You're just around them, right? And you automatically think, well, I've seen them around. I've seen them interacting with other people. I've had a couple of conversations with them. They seem really normal. So they must be a good person. And you just make this assumption. So the next time you hear their name come up and someone's like, "Oh, what do you think of this person?" And then you might say something like, "Oh, I think they're fine. Yeah, I think they're a good person. They're great." You now have just endorsed somebody that you don't really know that well. And that carries a lot of weight, by the way, because we rely on other people's opinions and suggestions, right? Endorsements, recommendations when we want to try a restaurant, right? Same thing with friends. Same thing with allowing people into our lives. We assume that they have pictures of them with a bunch of people around them, friends, coworkers, whatnot, and you think, "Oh, well, they're in all these social situations, they must be okay." But I'm here to tell you that there are a lot of psychopaths and narcissists who may not be psychopaths, but they are very self-centered and damaging. That they're toxic, and they do get around a lot of people, and they can easily take a selfie of themselves with a lot of people around them. And you think, "Oh, well, they have all these friends, they must be safe." And the reality is, no, they're not. They're just out there fishing for their next victim. So here's the deal. When somebody comes into your life, you want to I have a little healthy skepticism. All right. A little healthy skepticism is not a bad thing. But narcissists will guilt you if you do not trust them fully. They may even jokingly say to you that you can trust them, right? And you think, oh, okay, well, if someone says I can trust them, then that must mean I can trust them. And in casual conversation, they'll throw that out there. It's almost like they're introducing ideas to you with that to your subconscious. And just because you hear these terms around them, trustworthiness, and they'll tell you they're a loyal person, they'll tell you all their characteristics, right? Well, here's the deal. You can watch them to determine whether they really are a loyal person. You can watch whether they gossip about other people, and if they do, they're not a loyal person, okay? And a big lesson to learn is people who gossip to you will gossip about you. So be very careful of that, not to trust a gossiper. Also, when they try to gain your trust or actually demand your trust, they may even guilt you that you don't trust them. How can you not trust them? What have they done wrong? Or, you know, they'll put you up against a wall and make you feel cornered to give them trust because you feel like you're a bad person if you don't trust them, right? Uh, Especially if you're in a romantic relationship with you, they may even hold love over your head as a reason or an indicator of whether you should trust them or not. So if you love them, you should trust them. They'll let you know. But you can trust somebody, you can love somebody and not trust them, right? They still need to earn your trust. And here's another thing. Narcissists also know how to build that emotional connection with you, with others, so that you will give them your trust. When they connect with you through a lot of interaction, for instance, or romantically, or they pay a lot of attention to you, that's why the love bombing is so effective. It you respond to that. They know that attention poured onto you will make you feel safe and make you feel seen, make you feel valuable to the narcissist, right? And when you start to feel this way, you're bringing your emotions in. When you start to make these connections with the narcissist, they know that they are gaining your trust. And now, once they gain your trust, you're going to be endorsing them. You're going to tell other people that, oh, you can trust this person, or you act normal around them, right? When you're in front of other people, even though behind closed doors, they're not treating you well, but in front of other people, they're going to think you have a great relationship because you're not going to expose them. That's why they demand loyalty from you, although they're not loyal to you. So, you guys, when you think that you are a good judge of character, it's okay to have a little humility and say, well, let me just check this out anyway. Let me make sure that this person really is who they say they are, really does what they say they do. I've heard so many times people will say, oh, I know that person. They go to the same doctor. Or this person is my doctor. Or, this person is my child's teacher. So I can trust them. Actually, I had a friend tell me that not too long ago, a person whose wife was this child's teacher, and this person was in politics. And it turned out this person was a total traitor to his own party, to his own, I don't know what you want to say, co-workers, if you will. I'm not going to get too deep into who it was, but she totally trusted this person because the wife of this person used to be the teacher to one of her relatives. So I'm like, just because they know people that hold positions of respect, and even if they have a position of respect, I mean, they can be a teacher themselves, or a doctor, or a nurse, or whatever out there. A business owner. They could be your neighbor. It doesn't mean that they are trustworthy just automatically because they hold this title. But narcissists believe that you should trust them based on these things. And we're kind of trained to do that. We're kind of trained to trust people that look clean, that dress well, that speak well, that are earnest, that have others around them that are respectful and trustworthy, or so we assume are trustworthy. So we just assume that if they have the same label as we do, if they belong to the same groups that we belong to, they must be trustworthy. And narcissists will take full advantage of that, you guys. So my warning to you guys is don't endorse someone that you don't really know that well. Just say, I don't know them that well, but from what I've seen, this is what they say, this is what they do. And if you don't know what they say or what they do, don't endorse them, right? This is what I have seen over and over again, how politicians get endorsed by people who don't really know them. They just know them socially. They have no idea what this person really stands for. They don't know, they haven't been around when that person talks about issues that have meat to them, right? They only talk topically about things. They generalize. They want to be likable. And that's exactly what narcissists do. They don't tell you who they really are and where they really stand and what their intentions really are. They're not going to do that. So we have to do the work to try to figure out what they stand for before we allow them to get deep into our circles, deep into our life. So you guys, that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that this has helped. Don't be gullible and don't hold yourself so pridefully as a person who can judge good character, right? There are people I've met who said, oh, I can tell a person's character within 30 seconds or 5 seconds. And there are videos out there that tell you this. And I'm like, no. You know what? If you believe this about yourself, you are setting yourself up to become a victim. So don't do that. I wanted to warn you guys to just have a little humility. Be skeptical. You might feel good about somebody, but still you want to double check. You want to check out their stories. You want to check out what they're saying. And you want to make sure that they are who they say they are. All right, you guys, that is my show for today. I hope that has helped. If you want more detail about this topic, go and see the live stream, which is, I think, 50 minutes long and gives you a few more examples. And we go into a little more detail. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this. Please give me a thumbs up and make some comments, share the video, and watch a commercial once in a while. That really helps my channel. Thank you so much for letting me do this, and I'll keep doing this for as long as I can. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next week.